5 after nearly a 2-month-long trial. A Multnomah County jury found Pacificorp responsible for starting 4 of the 2020 Labor Day fires.
Fox 12's Connor McCarthy was in the courtroom and is here in the studio now to tell us about the financial settlement the plaintiffs will get from the state's second largest utility. Connor.
Well, guys, to give you an idea of how emotional the last 2 months have been for the victims, after the verdict was read, there was a family outside of the courtroom crying after hearing that Pacificorp was liable for starting the fire that they were victims of. Now, it was an emotional day for many of the victims because 3 years later, they're still trying to heal from the trauma of the 2020 Labor Day fires. It's closure for victims of 4 of the 2020 Labor Day wildfires.
Echo Mountain Fire Complex, yes. Santiam Canyon Fire, yes. South Oban Chain Fire, yes. 242 Fire, yes.
Monday, a jury found Pacificorp liable and negligent for the role they played in starting or contributing to the spread of 4 Labor Day wildfires. The utility company will now pay $72 million to the victims named in the lawsuit. Nicholas Rosina, one of the lawyers for the plaintiffs, told jurors during his opening arguments for the punitive damages that their verdict holds Pacificorp accountable for their actions.
Thousands of Oregonians have looked forward to today. And today will never be forgotten by the survivors of Pacificorp's fires. And it'll never be forgotten across the state.
Pacificorp's defense team acknowledged the significance of the jury's decision.
Your verdict this morning in phase 1 of the trial has sent a very clear message that Pacific Power is responsible for starting fires that destroyed plaintiffs' homes and disrupted their lives on Labor Day 2020.
For weeks, lawyers for the victims argued Pacificorp was negligent when fires started to break out. They said the company ignored calls from state leaders to shut off power that night, while winds were knocking down power lines, starting more fires. Pacificorp argued they had to evaluate the impact of a potential decision to de-energize power lines in an emergency situation. In the end, the jury found the utility responsible for the Echo Mountain Complex, South Oban Chain, Santiam Canyon, and the 242 fires. In a statement, Pacificorp said, quote, "Regardless of the outcome, a trial will never fully restore what was lost. We are proud to have told the story of our incredible employees who meet the call to service every day in support of communities and customers, and did so in the face of pre-existing lightning-caused Beachy Creek fire that roared into the Santiam Canyon, causing widespread damage that weekend." Even though a verdict was reached, there is still another phase to this trial over the next day and a half. The jury will hear arguments for punitive damages. The plaintiffs will try to prove Pacificorp's negligence prior to the 2020 Labor Day wildfires. And if the jury rules in their favor, the victims could get even more money. Live in the studio, Connor McCarthy, Fox 12 Oregon.